Ten tips on Brazilian culture for successful business in Brazil. Brazil is South America's most influential country, an economic giant and one of the world's biggest democracies. It is one of the rising economic powers, otherwise known as BRIC nations. Over the past few years, it has made major strides in its efforts to raise millions out of poverty. Brazil's natural resources, particularly iron ore, are highly prized by major manufacturing nations, including China. Thanks to the development of offshore fields, the nation has become self-sufficient in oil, ending decades of dependence on foreign producers. South America's biggest media market is home to thousands of radio stations and hundreds of TV channels. TV has long been the most influential medium. Media ownership is highly concentrated. Domestic conglomerates such as Globo, Brazil's most successful broadcaster, dominate the market and run TV and radio networks, newspapers, and pay TV operations. 10 tips on Brazilian culture for successful business in Brazil. Relationships come first, second, and third in Brazil. Time spent working on the development of long-term friendly relations is never a waste of resources. It is always a good idea to stress long-term commitment to Brazil and to your Brazilian contacts. Try to keep in touch between contracts or projects. Your relationship with your Brazilian counterpart is not purely transactional, it is a personal one as well. Brazilian companies tend to be organized along strict hierarchical lines. Organizational hierarchy, though, can be complicated by an intrinsic web of political alliances and relationships. So if possible, make sure you're dealing with a decision maker rather than an influencer of the decision maker. Although first meetings can be more formal, they are generally quite informal and relaxed. Punctuality is a variable commodity in Brazil. Meetings often start and finish late, so it can be difficult to schedule more than 1 or 2 meetings per day. Meetings usually start and finish with quite a lot of small talk. This is an important section of the meeting and should not be rushed. Agendas are not always used, and if present, may be ignored by everybody. Effort needs to be put into the process of melding a team together. Provide time, space, and opportunity for the all-important relationship-building process. Managers are expected to manage. Don't be afraid to give clear, precise instructions. Although many Brazilians speak very good English, it is not universally spoken. When dealing with people outside of the major cities, you may need to check if translation to Brazilian Portuguese is necessary. Greater emphasis is placed on the value of verbal communication. The things that people say are often given greater weight than anything in a written format. Brazilians use a great deal of body language, stand at relatively close proximity, and have strong levels of eye contact. Try to become comfortable with these. Don't act in a reserved fashion. The use of emotion in communication should be seen as a sign of enthusiasm and emphasis, rather than as anger or loss of control. Don't simply rely on emails to give information. Follow things up with a phone call or a meeting to discuss the matter. Although it is important to give the impression of being an easygoing lover of life, humor is best avoided in serious situations. And lastly, appearance is very important for both men and women. Your appearance should reflect your level of importance. Get it right and you'll have access to one of the most dynamic business environments. Get it wrong and you'll need to head back home. Good luck, and if we can help you, call Net Results at any time.